Yo, we have got our boy Brook, the Soul King himself, finally out. You know, why is it so hard to find anime action figures? Like, you could find a million figurines and statues, but never action figures. And then when you do, they're usually a little bit less than. You know, like, you get this company here and everything. Like, they're toys, not collectibles and everything. Like, they're definitely toys. But I feel like you could totally step it up just a small notch and make them a little bit better. We're gonna check him out though and see how the Soul King himself is and everything. Straight out the box, we can see we've got Soul King here, cool little pose. We've got this nice little feathers, crown, his sunglasses on his face. He is definitely going to stand pretty much like I'm thinking like an inch, maybe 2 inches taller than like the rest of the crew too, which he should. He is tall. We've got his guitar there, and we do actually have two alternate hands for him. So let's go ahead and pull him out and take a look. Let's take a quick look at Brook before we start swapping things out. Straight out of the box, he is a bit of a pain to get out because he is very petite because he is bones, you know. So he is they really he's so thin. He is so thin. He feels like he is not gonna stand. He feels like you're gonna snap him trying to pull him out of the packaging. Um, yeah, he's very, very fragile. It feels like he's very fragile. Now, is he very fragile? We're gonna find out. Off the bat and everything, it seems like we can move him around pretty easily and stuff. Does this come off? Because if this comes off, I would love to take this off. This is the only part I'm not a big fan of, and it doesn't appear that this wants to come off, but it does articulate, so that is very nice. I was hoping it was like pegged into him or something. But being able to move that around is decent. The thing that makes me not like it so much is that it rides up very high against him, and so you don't get a lot of articulation with his head. And then I've already, trying to pull him out, popped his head off, and look how not deep and not much room they actually give you. It's right, just so close, just so close. I mean, you can get articulation, and I do wish they gave us the open mouth Brook face. Why are we losing focus here? Keep going in and out. The hands that he comes with and the way his hands work is that there is a ball peg molded to the wrist, and it just pops in and out. Very nice, and that gives you your whole articulation just on a ball peg. So you can twist it, you can rotate it. Very nice, simple design, and it's very effective. Is that going to cause some issues with being able to hold his guitar? We will find out. His alternate hands include a left hand fist and a right hand strummer. That's where you're going to hold your guitar. Yeah. So we're going to swap these out real quick just to show you. Boop, pop, bam. Boop. New hand. Ooh, man, now that is loosey-goosey. That is not... Oh, there we go. I didn't have it all in all the way. Awesome. So that is now a lot tighter. So just make sure you push it all the way. Because, like, I popped in, and I felt the pop, but then, like, it plooped in. Like, if that makes sense. So his elbows are very weird. They are very weird and very loose. You can get him to look more normal there. But if you're not careful with your articulation, you can just move that joint all over the place and end up with some wacky looking elbow. So that's going to take some playing around with to make it look the way that it should. And it looks like, dude, you can just do some weird things with that hinge on there, the way they got it. And like, he's just got, like, he is so like, I'm just moving around. I'm just moving around, yo ho ho ho. He's got these kind of joints here, the little ball pegged into that like top piece of the leg there. Then he's got that double hinge on the knee. And then he's got just the bald hinge foot, and he does come apart quite easily and everything, unfortunately. Now let's see if we can get him to actually stand. Give me a second here. Alright, so we did actually get him to stand up and everything, but it is very tricky. He's not going to hold whatever pose you want him to hold. I'm a little bit disappointed we didn't get his sword cane, but I mean, it makes sense. He's the musician. Obviously, you're going to get the guitar. I do feel the guitar is a little too short. I feel like it needs to be longer. I feel like he does not, because of his size alone and the fact that this is totally not in scale guitar size, like it just needed to be a little bit longer, and especially with like Brook's height, because as you can see, he's towering over the Straw Hat crew, and he's got bended knees and is leaning, and he's still towering. But we did get him to stand. That's the important part. The only issue that I'm seeing that I might have an issue with is trying to get him to stand fully upright, trying to get him to like maintain and hold a pose, because I do feel like if I even just, he might. Ooh, look at you, Brook, holding up better than Luffy's hat. Okay, maybe that is pretty decent, pretty impressive, because he does feel very wobbly and bubbly, like bobbly, not bubbly, bobbly in the, especially the hip joints. And I'm sure that depending on what one you get, depending on like quality, like getting through and stuff, like you're gonna end up with very loose joints all around on this guy. Like that is something that you're gonna end up with. So let's give him a quick height check. I believe he is supposed to stand exactly at the 8-inch mark, I think. So if we get him super straight, let's see if we can do that. And just for reference, Luffy was exactly 6. And I think Zoro was 6.5. Yes, Zoro was 6.5. So makes sense with this height and everything. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I am not mad about this Brook at all. I mean, pretty basic, pretty cheap. Hopefully, like I can find like an SH Figure Arts or something, you know? Like, I mean, give me something a little bit higher quality that doesn't feel like it's just gonna snap on me, because I want a Brook. I do. Thanks, guys, for joining, and we will see you next time.